Okay. Hello, everyone. We're getting ready to go live here. Just a moment. In just a moment, we'll be live. Welcome, everybody, to this is Barbara Borland, MD, with Integrative Wellness Solutions International. It is so good to have you here. Let me just take care of just a few little technical things, and we will get started. Okay, we got it. All right, so we do apologize for any technical difficulties. Today, Facebook decided to not allow Zoom to broadcast to a group. It's one of those crazy things that they do. But in any case, not to worry. We will have this recording available and on the group page in a jiffy, so not to worry. I am very excited about what we have today. A good friend of mine, a business colleague, Dr. Sean McKee. We became associates probably 7 years ago through one of the companies that Lisa and I represent in Integrative Wellness Solutions International. But we have a very common bond, and that is that we are both radiologists, diagnostic radiologists. Her specialty is in the brain. Mine was elsewhere, but she has a tremendous training. And for all of you Florida folks, she got her medical training at the University of Florida, which I know many of you will be happy about. But Dr. McKee, who I'm going to bring on in just a second, really has an amazing history. She not only is an Air Force veteran, not only is she a very well known, locally and nationally known neuroradiologist, she is on the scientific advisory board for one of the most important companies in the nutrigenomics industry, the LifeVantage company. And she's quite the athlete as well. She has completed 2 complete Ironman triathlons and has, of course, she's done a tremendous number of marathons and ultra marathons, and has owned, I don't know if she still does, but has owned a major fitness studio within her own hometown. So she's the real deal. She brings it all on. So let me bring her on here. Let me just click on her video and bring on Dr. McKee. All right, we're looking forward to seeing your beautiful face. There you are. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much. I know you are so busy. You've got so many things going on right now with your business and your busy family life. I know. So do answer that question. Are you still the owner of a fitness center?
Well, luckily, no. It was a wonderful labor of love, but it was
yeah,
a love relationship.
Exactly.
Anytime you own a huge facility, there's huge headaches too. So yeah. I'm very glad that we don't own that anymore.
Gotten away from that burden of the bricks and mortar store. So, Sean, you have really in the last 7 to 8 years become quite the specialist in a very important and very unique segment of the supplement and wellness industry. And that's the field of something called nutrigenomics, something that many of our listeners may be very, very unfamiliar with. So if you could just take a moment first to explain, what do we mean by nutrigenomics?
Well, certainly. When you break the word down, it's pretty self-explanatory, because nutra implies nutrition and genomics implies gene expression. So really it's the science of how nutrition affects our gene expression, quite simply. And it is truly amazing because we are designed to be adaptive to our environment. Anything we put in our body, our genes will absolutely change whether they're turned on or off through various signaling, mechanisms, methylation, there's just, I don't want to get too technical, but food will change the expression of our genes. Think about it. If you have 2 twins, or a set of twins, one eats McDonald's every day of their life and one eats organic and vegan every day of their life. The expression of their identical chromosomes will be 100% different.
That is amazing. So let me restate, because this is powerful information. We have the ability to impact and direct the expression of our genetic makeup.
Absolutely. About 2% of our genes are just definitive. The rest?
Non-negotiable. I call them the commanders in chief genes. They have what they say goes, but the rest of them, they're all committee members. They just have some input.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, I stole it from somebody, but I love it. Yeah, we have the commanders in chief that gives you your blue eyes, dark skin, curly hair, straight hair, but everybody else just has an idea.
Awesome.
Now, did you learn this in medical school?
No.
We probably, you came a little bit after I did. I know you're younger than I am, but what I learned in medical school, and I was fascinated by the whole concept of DNA and gene expression. I just learned that what your DNA is determines who you are. But we have learned, haven't we, over the last 7 to 8 years working on this project together, that DNA is not your destiny, is it?
No, in fact, you are what you eat, quite literally. Yeah, I mean, it's your food is your destiny, really.
Oh, that brings you so much power to how you can have an impact on your health.
Absolutely, it's liberating.
Yeah, so
quite a responsibility, though.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One that I take wholeheartedly. Absolutely, and
let's show
let it trickle out to everybody else in my circle of influence. Now, let me ask you a question. Most everyone knows what a supplement is. That's something, that you buy it in a bottle. It's got a whole bunch of stuff packed into it. Lots of fantastic supplements out there, all four of them if used appropriately. But then there's something called an activator, a nutrigenomic activator. Could you explain the difference?
Yeah, it's sort of like if you lose power to your house, and you have a generator, and the generator turns on. The generator is supplemental energy. You lack energy, and the generator supplements it. But if the power is on in your house, you don't need to run the generator. So really, you need to supplement if you're deficient in a particular nutrient.
Okay.
It's replacing something that you don't have. And nutrigenomic is not replacing something that you are deficient in. It's simply turning on a pathway in our bodies that is designed to take care of our bodies. And in fact, healthy children, and these healthy children, the pathways are on. And that's why children don't age. Children just grow, right? They don't get wrinkles. They get stronger. They get taller. They get faster. They get better. And our bodies are designed to self-regulate and self-heal. And these pathways that are turned on by nutrigenomic activators are many-fold more powerful than just trying to, supplement with antioxidants or vitamins, especially if you're not even deficient in them.
That is one of the best explanations I have ever heard about the difference between a supplement and an activator. And I love the correlation you made with children, because children, they just keep going and keep growing and maturing. Their brains mature as time goes on. Their bones get longer, and then it stops. For guys, it's a little bit later than in young women, but it stops in the early 20s. And so what happens to our bodies as we start to go after age 20 to 25?
I've heard it said you grow until you're 20 and you die until you're 80. It's terrible, but it's a terrible way to put it. But what happens is that the switch, and it's not really an on-off switch like an up-down. It's more of a rheostat, and you gradually will notice that rheostat is turned down with each passing decade after age 20, and that's why we tend to notice little things that crop up in our 30s.
We notice those things, don't we?
Yes. And then in our 40s, there's a few more. And then in our 50s, oh, surprise. And I haven't gotten to experience 60s yet, but I definitely want to turn my rheostat back up. Because when your body is turned on or activated and these pathways are doing what they do, then your body's able to heal and rejuvenate and repair at the same rate it did when you were under age 20, which is remarkable.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable. So all of us who are in our adulthood, and then with each subsequent decade of life, have a little bit less each year, a little bit less of that power, that activation power for our DNA. So that is why we find ourselves aging, number one, succumbing to disease, correct? That's what gets us a setup for not being able to fight against the different things that come our way. And also why we just kind of lose vitality in life. So, but you're saying that through the use of activators, nutrigenomic activators, that we have the ability to reignite, reset that function of the DNA. Wow.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, it's funny that there are things that will do that activation for us. Some things take a lot of work, like exercise in moderation. If you do too much, you can overwhelm these your ability to repair. But yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Wow. Again, such a really great explanation. Now, as I told you when we talked a couple of days ago, what we've been doing at Integrative Wellness Solutions International over the last, I would say now almost 2 weeks, is we've been focusing on a very important topic in the health and wellness arena. We focus on a lot of things, Sean. I don't know if you've been able to keep up with us, but we've been talking about ketogenic diet, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, how to kick the sugar habit, lots of really great things. But and we've had a blast. But awesome. What we have focused on recently is the importance of sleep. And boy, have we learned a lot. I think everyone who's been following all this is like their mind is blown about the information about sleep, why it's so important, the benefits of sleep, obviously the consequences of poor sleep. We have a lot of people listening who have sleep issues. So many, I think it's 70 million people in America have major sleep issues. So I know you can't get in specific about one-to-one correlation, but in general, how does using a nutrigenomic activator play in as a tool in the toolbox for someone who's wanting better sleep? How could that possibly help?
Well, when your cells are working at the optimal level, like they were when you were a child, your bodily processes just work better. I mean, when you have healthy cells, you have healthy tissues, healthy organs, healthy systems, healthy body, and the body is designed to sleep 7 to 8 hours a night in a normal state. And that expression, sleeps like a baby. I mean, there are certain times in a baby's life when they don't sleep well, but generally speaking, once you get through that initial welcome to the world phase, they sleep 8-9 hours. And so yeah, it's just basically making yourself younger on the inside biochemically, increasing the number of healthy mitochondria, increasing cellular membrane communication and gut health. Your gut actually is a 4-pound kind of like an organ which controls neurotransmitters and serotonin and glutathione. All these things are optimizing our cellular health. And when our cells are healthy, our body wants to do what it is supposed to do to keep us healthy.
That's great. So let me just kind of think through this again. So what we're doing with nutrigenomic activators is making sure that our cellular function is optimized, and also our cellular repair is optimized. We want to make sure we know that oxidative stress, which is just the impact of free radicals on the body, is constant, and the cells need to be optimized in their ability to do the job that they're already created to do, which is to annihilate, reduce those free radicals. But we also need healthy energy production through the mitochondria. So what you're saying then is that for our cells to get good sleep, they need to be healthy.
Yes, exactly. And there's so many processes that are going to be optimized when oxidative stress is taken out of the equation and mitochondrial biogenesis is optimized. Processes like autophagy, which is recycling damaged cells and basically killing them off, and apoptosis and autophagy, where the cell dies and then the body uses those those raw materials to build new healthy cells.
And that's
It's all
really important
that
in the brain, for
rejuvenation. And
sure. I've been
so,
reading about that. About clean up.
yes,
Oh, we could talk forever. It's so exciting. All these topics are so good.
they are.
Well, I know that you have been involved in not only the business of nutrigenomics, but even more importantly, in the distribution of products that help people with just living a better and healthier life through the power of nutrigenomics. So in your experience, and gosh, you've been doing this quite a while now, in your experience, have you seen that clients often report better sleep by using nutrigenomic activators?
My goodness, it's the most common side benefit.
Is
I mean,
it
it really
Well,
is. Yeah, people are like, are there any side effects? I'm like, yeah, better sleep.
yeah,
Pretty
better
much.
sleep.
That's
Well,
just happens.
yeah, well, I will tell you that when my husband and I first dipped our toe in the water 8 years ago for using the LifeVantage products, that was absolutely the first thing we noticed. In fact, that first month that I took the flagship product, I craved sleep so much. All I wanted to do was go and enjoy a great nap. Now that didn't last forever, which is actually good because I needed to get I had things to do. But for that first month, it was almost like I went through this incredible recovery period with a lot of increased restorative sleep. And then once my body got reset, like you were talking about with resetting the rheostat, then I got back to a normal sleep pattern. But I have to say, from a personal standpoint, and certainly my husband would agree, is that that these products are now an absolute part of our health and wellness toolbox. Definitely has an impact on sleep. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off about nutrigenomics, activation, or sleep?
Just don't wait. I mean, get on these products. They will change your life. And if you don't notice it in the first 3 weeks or 3 months, you will eventually notice something. And if you don't notice something, your doctor is going to notice something, or your spouse is going to notice something.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming in to see us. I know you're so busy, so thank you so much, and get back to your busy schedule of friends, family, and your very, very active multifactorial business.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Really
much.
enjoyed it. Take care, Barbara. Great job. Bye-bye.
So everybody, again, thank you so much for tuning in. We at Integrative Wellness Solutions really take so much joy in being able to bring life-changing education, products, technologies, and services into your home to help you live the life that you were created to live. So if any of these things that we talk about from any aspect whatsoever resonates with you, let's have a conversation about that. Anytime, any place. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be bringing more on sleep, I think, for just the next few days, and then we get to change our focus. We're not going to tell you what it is, so stay tuned. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Saturday afternoon.